Final Fantasy VII Remake's Aerith's actor is throwing her hat into the ring for the Legend of Zelda movie. I just want to audition for Zelda so bad. Brianna White as Zelda? Yes, please. So, this is an article I seen and I wanted to go ahead and talk about. It's a little bit older, but I thought it was something worth going into. Just because, when it came down to Aerith's voice acting and everything like that, the only thing I really knew her from was Kingdom Hearts 2 because she was one of the characters that you kind of interact with and everything like that. And I loved her character. I loved the character, and then I loved her voice acting in that game because she really had like a soft spokenness that really just. I liked it a lot. It was one of those things I feel like it really matched the character and it made it feel like she was just like a really loving character that was really, really sweet. So, being someone that wasn't necessarily a Final Fantasy fan, so to speak, when I figured out the what ends up happening to Aerith, I thought it was just like the worst thing ever. I was like, why would such a bad thing happen to such a great character? You know what I mean, kind of a thing. So seeing that information was kind of a little bit of a letdown. But yeah, going back and checking out, because I was able to kind of listen to some of the voice acting when it came down to Aerith in Final Fantasy VII remake. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't the biggest fan of it compared to the voice acting in Kingdom Hearts 2. Not that it's bad or anything like that. It's just that knowing that that was kind of the what I was in, like started with hearing her speak, hearing the way that they changed her voice in a bit kind of did let me down just a little bit. But at the same time, I gotta give kudos to the voice actress Brianna White. I feel like she was able to still do a good job and was able to kind of incorporate the sweetness of Aerith and everything like that in her own way. So that was one of the things that kind of grabbed my interest when seeing this information, as well as the fact that seeing that she really wants to audition for Zelda, which was something that I was like, all right, well, let's check out what's she about. And I gotta say, man, I was able to check out her Twitter account and everything, or X account, and then obviously live action Zelda movie in theaters March 26, 2027. IGN giving the information, and then we got the tweet here from Brianna White. So she did state, "I just want to audition for Zelda so bad, just an audition," with the crying emoji and then the heart. And at first I was like, "Well, who is this chick?" And I gotta say, man, after looking at her photos here, I'm like, goddamn, like, especially, yeah, dude, I see this and I'm like, dude, I feel like she would actually make a really great Zelda. I mean, I could be wrong, I could be mistaken, especially look at that. You know what I mean? I feel like she would do a really good job with the look. Now, I don't know her acting skills or anything like that. If we're going off of her voice for Aerith in the Final Fantasy remake, 7 remake, I feel like it wouldn't be too bad, if, hearing her speak as Zelda and everything like that. But just the her facial features, the blonde hair, her body type, I feel like she has potential to do really well for that character. Now, it is obviously one of those things up to Nintendo with what they decide to do as far as who they're gonna put in the role for the actress of Zelda. And I like to hope that I have faith in them because of it being like I stated in my video where I mentioned them doing the live action film, that Nintendo, from what it seems like, are very protective of their IPs, their characters. So I'm really hoping it's going to be one of those things where they make sure that whoever they decide to play Zelda as well as Link and Ganon, they're going to be like, no, these are going to be very definitive of the story that they're based off of and the IP that they're based off of. So, you know what I mean? They're going to want to make them look like Zelda, like Link, like Ganon, and really make sure that they do it right. So obviously, I feel like with whoever they do decide to go with, it's gonna be a good pick. But if this chick right here wants to audition for it, I'd say let's give her a shot, man, because I feel like she really does have potential to do a good job with this role. I mean, again, I don't know her acting itself, but just the her aesthetic, the way that she looks when it comes down to what you would expect from a live action Zelda. I feel like she's got a lot of it down really well, which is something that I'm really excited. You know what I mean? If they're able to kind of get someone that has this type of look, so who knows? I mean, obviously we're gonna have to wait and see because I mean they are gonna be filming I believe later this year. So hopefully it'll be one of those things that we get some more information as far as who's going to be playing the roles. Like I've stated in my video as well, it is going to be one of those things for me, at least personally. I'm really hoping that whoever they decide to go with when it comes down to, a live action Zelda, I really, really hope they go with unknowns and no names. And obviously this chick is known in the voice acting world, as Aerith to be doing the role, but she doesn't seem like a major actress that, you know what I mean, you've seen in Hollywood films and everything like that. So personally, I would like to see at least someone like this get the opportunity to be playing as a Zelda character. And then the same thing with Link. Obviously I don't want to see like Tom Holland or like Timothy Chalamet in the role or something like that, because if personally, whenever I'd go to watch the film, I would just be seeing Tom Holland or Timothy Chalamet playing as Link, as opposed to an unknown actor being like, oh wow, they're really they're becoming Link, the character. So who knows? Again, I always stated in these videos, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for this franchise and this film that they're going to be coming out with. But yeah, man, if we have people like this that actually look the part and everything, that wanna at least audition, I'd say give them a shot, man, because I feel like this, like stuff like this, has me like, damn, like okay, I can see this chick as Zelda. So who knows? And then I especially with like Final Fantasy fans and everything like that out there that probably have a little bit more familiarity with her. I feel like, yeah, hopefully they'll have more. You guys will have more information to kind of give in regards to her playing this type of role, and you guys will have more information to give as far as what you would think would be the case. So yeah, hopefully I'm having my hopes up high for this movie, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If there are any Final Fantasy fans out there that are fans of Brianna White, do you guys think that she would have potential to do a really good job in this role the way that I do as well? So, and if you guys do have any more information as far as her acting or anything like that, if you guys could fill me in on what you guys' thoughts would be as far as her playing the role of Zelda. So you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.